Welcome to our channel. My name is Sophie and I'm a co-founder of The Living House. We're an online interior design company designing family homes to be lived in. Today I'm talking about rectangular living rooms and how to design them. Rectangular living rooms can be tricky. I have one myself, and the most important thing I think is getting that layout right, but there's also so many other tips that I want to share with you. If you have a rectangular living room and you're struggling to design it, this video is for you. It's best to start at the beginning, and first of all you need to decide on the function of the room. So sit back, make a list and think what you want from the room and what it needs to do for you. So how many people does it need to sit? Is it going to be used by all the family and it needs some really family friendly pieces in there? The layout needs to work for toy storage, for instance. Do you need it to have a work area? Maybe you want a separate area where you might sit and have a coffee with a friend, a really sociable space. Every house, every room, every family is different. So each room we design at The Living House is completely different, and so should yours be. It needs to work for you and your family. So deciding on the function of the room, who's going to use it, what needs to be in there is really important. So start by making a list. Once you then have an idea of the function, what you need in the room, how many people you want to sit, etc., that's when you can start designing the layout. Always begin with designing the layout of your room, getting that right. Even if it's a generic size sofa size that's going to fit, at least you know the maximum size sofa you can go for in the room. So start with a layout and then you can really go further and design the room with all the fun bits of choosing fabrics and everything else. I hope you're enjoying this video, learning some tips about rectangular living rooms and how to design them. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. In your rectangular living room, you want to create zones. This is a really important one. Rather than thinking of your room as one long space, as rectangular living rooms usually are, think of it more as if you were designing an open plan room. See if you can create zones within the space so it means that your furniture isn't all lined up and you're left with awkward spaces. Sometimes corner sofas work well to create a zone in the middle of the room, and then you have either end of your rectangular living room to create separate zones such as a couple of armchairs or something like that. So each family obviously needs different requirements. It could be a storage space, but putting the corner sofa in the middle, bringing it in, can help zone those areas within your rectangular living room. Look for a focal point in your rectangular living room. Some rooms are lucky enough to already have a focal point, such as a fireplace or maybe a picture window. And this means you can arrange the furniture around that as well. So you can bring the furniture in to really gather around the fireplace and make it cozy. And bringing it in will make the room feel less rectangular because you're almost creating a square arrangement with your furniture, which will trick the eye, making the space feel bigger and less narrow. Now, if you have a new build, then sometimes they don't come with fireplaces. It's something you need to add yourself, so you could build one in, which will help with your rectangular living room because it will create alcoves. Or it may be that you've got a beautiful gallery wall, or media units are great for this now, great for family living because you can include some toy storage and just everyday storage within a media unit as well. In a rectangular living room, it's important to use the width of the room and put furniture across the width of the room. You don't want all your sofas and furniture lined up against the walls. You're left with a space in the middle and it looks a bit like a doctor's waiting room. Because you may think, I have a narrow living room, I can't have anything in the middle, it all needs to be pushed against the walls. But this is a mistake, and you really want to make it feel cozy and trick the eye and make it feel bigger. So this is where we say bring the furniture forward because it will make the space feel bigger. And there are some great ways, again going back to zoning, that you can do this as well. So you could put a console table behind your sofa. Then you've created sections, but also creating a flow within the room at the same time. Like this floor plan here, we have a console table behind the sofa, and then we have two armchairs to create another cozy little space within the room. Don't forget to make use of those corners. So now that you have everything in place with your furniture and it's more towards the middle of the room, maybe you have space for a cozy reading corner to create another little zone within your rectangular living room. With this, you could add a rug underneath, a floor lamp, a little side table to create a really lovely cozy space where someone can go off and chill, read a book, but it's still feeling like it's part of the room. Corners are also great, I think, to add a couple of baskets, or if you've got a bookcase with storage, that will add height to that corner of the room and to that area. Especially I find rectangular living rooms in newer houses, the ceilings are quite low, so anything that's going to draw the eye up and add height is a bonus. Use rugs to define the areas in your rectangular living room. Now at The Living House, we absolutely love rugs. I think we put one in every scheme because personally, I don't feel like a living room in particular is complete without a rug because it makes it feel cozier. But make sure you go large on your rugs, and you want the front feet of the sofa armchair to sit on top of the rug. This will again help bring the furniture in. It will ground and anchor the space as well. So always go large with your rug. The last thing you want, especially in a rectangular living room, is a small floating rug in the middle. It will just look lost and it will just make the room feel smaller because you're bringing everything inwards. You want the rug to be large so you can place the furniture on top, and it's really making that cozy sociable seating arrangement. Create height. So I've just mentioned this in one of my previous points, but creating height will make your rectangular room feel bigger. You want to add height because, as I said, new builds or say 70s house like mine, the ceilings aren't particularly high. So anything that you can do to enhance the height of your room, adding height with furniture or artwork, will also break up those lines and reduce the feeling that your living room is narrow, because it's going to move your eye around the room and make it look more interesting. And you could do this also with a large ceiling light. Always go large on your ceiling lights. Even if you think I have a small living room, you can still go big on the ceiling light. It will make a statement and again draw the eye up, adding height to the room. Using colour and pattern on the walls. Using colour in a room can dramatically change how it feels, but it's important on its placement. So in a long, narrow, rectangular living room, I would recommend avoiding a feature wall. It is obviously quite tempting, and we've seen it in the past where you'd paint one wall, especially that long wall where maybe you walk into the room and it's facing you, where the fireplace might be, in one colour or a feature wallpaper or a feature paint colour, but it will only make the room feel more narrow. It's bringing that wall towards you, it's highlighting that longer wall. So instead, we would paint the whole room one colour. This will make it feel cosy, it will blur the edges. Also go for the ceiling as well. This can really make the room feel softer. It can add height because you haven't got that break in where the wall meets the ceiling in, say, brilliant white paint. So we would definitely recommend painting the ceiling as well, and it will really make your room feel cozier. I hope you've enjoyed learning some tips on how to design your rectangular living room and what we would do with rectangular living rooms that we design for customers. Let us know in the comments if you have a rectangular living room. I'd love to know some of your design dilemmas that you've had, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.